Louisiana may be about to become the first state to start chopping people's balls off as a punishment. Right, and that's thanks to a new controversial bill sitting on the governor's desk as we speak. Because not only Louisiana, but also Texas, Florida, and California currently permit chemical castration as a punishment for sexual crimes against children, which, involves medication that stops the production of sex hormones to lower a person's libido. The key thing there being it is generally impermanent. Of course, surgical castration entails lopping off your testicles or yanking out your ovaries, which is most certainly permanent. And that's what Louisiana lawmakers want to provide as an option for judges doing sentencing, with them also throwing in a few caveats to make it a teeny bit less extreme. Like, for example, limiting the punishment to cases where the victim is under the age of 13, requiring a court-appointed medical expert to agree that the offender is fit for a surgical procedure, and requiring that the procedure be performed while they're still in detention. Also, if one of these convicted people, they refuse to let the state of Louisiana near their balls. It's not like men in black suits are going to hold you down and whip out the bone saw. Instead, what would happen is you would face non-compliance charges that carry up to 5 extra years in prison. The key thing is that this bill passed both the House and the Senate overwhelmingly, with most opposition coming from Democrats. Though notably, the bill itself was actually sponsored by a Democratic senator, with it now landing in front of Governor Jeff Landry, who came into office in January as a tough-on-crime Republican. Now, as far as the arguments for and against here, the obvious point in favor is that this would theoretically prevent offenders from reoffending. Also, there's the aspect of retribution, which one lawmaker put forward.
I know the surgical castration seems excessive. I view the same for the 5-year-old, for the 10-year-old, for the 12-year-old.
But on the other side, you have lots of people slamming the bill, pointing out that there's always the possibility that you could castrate someone who's innocent. And in fact, Louisiana does have an unusually high number of wrongful convictions. In addition to that, there's also the argument that even if a person is guilty, castration is both cruel and unusual, a violation of a person's rights. With critics also saying there's not a whole lot of evidence pointing one way or the other to the policy's actual efficacy. But with all that said, I gotta now pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts on this? Are you for it? Are you against it? Why not?